Check me out here. Yeah. That's crazy, you know what I'm saying? This is how we work. Oh, let me tell you something. We have come to an age whereby we need to put ourselves together as Nigerians. Biafrans must stop confusing themselves because there is no way. I mean, there is no way, as far as I know and I see what is really happening right down in Nigeria, there's no way Biafrans can be able to have an independence on their own. Let them just not dream about it. A lot of dreamers have come and go, but they haven't even achieved one or two things. Not even one thing. See, so it's high time that we have to calm down, compose ourselves, and ask where we went wrong. And we, as the Igbos, as per se, we have done a lot of wrongs in Nigeria, especially. We need to apologize. We have to apologize to those we have wronged to. Though we lost a lot, but we caused the war, you know. Because from the beginning, Nigeria never declared any war against any tribe in Nigeria. But right now, we declare war against Nigeria. And they got no option than to, you know, make sure that things work according to, you know, unity, as we said, one Nigeria. I have a problem with the Biafrans, as we always say. The Biafrans, they have made a lot of mistakes, and they don't even ask where the mistake come from, especially our leaders, the so-called Biafran leaders. I was watching some of the programs and listening to some of the people commenting about this very issue. Personally, I have seen Nande Kano come to my own family through one of my uncle burial. Though I wasn't around, I was abroad. He was there. Then I received some of his photos and the videos. On the burial, I never received any video of his any comment. But there was a lot of you know, entitlements, like the way he moved and the way he you know, put himself together. Let me say like that. He needed leadership, which a lot of our people, the Igbos, have, you know, trying to invest their power in him, but they don't know what they are getting into. Believe you me, that guy is, let me put it like this, I haven't been with him properly, I haven't been with him personally, but the way I see him, I believe you me, he's not going to be a good leader. He must be a kind of a destruction toward the leadership of those who he represents. I will never buy his own will. I will never buy his own leadership. I don't like him, especially in leadership. As a human being, he's good. I love him as a human being. But in leadership, I don't find any legitimacy in him. There's no political hygiene in him. And I believe he will never do well. And we will refer to the past leaders that we have already had in the Igbo land. Our leaders, especially, we come to, let me give an example of Rogers Okrocha. Believe you me, as far as Imo State is concerned, Rogers Okrocha haven't made any good impact in Imo State. Teachers, workers, local government, he have disbanded all these ministries so that all the allocation goes to his own pocket. Teachers doesn't get paid, nurses don't get paid, especially the government ones. Other ministries, they struggle to get their payment. And I believe Buhari, as a president of Nigeria, have given allocation to all these people. We are crying every day of water, road construction, power supply. Generally, it's all over Nigeria. But I believe that every state have their own veto power to get their own power station if they want. And Rogers, as I know, since everybody is complaining about him, and then Nnamdi Kanu is fighting Buhari, believe you me, I will bet you everything I know. Since Nnamdi Kanu was born, I believe that in his own local government, there is no day, there is no way, since his father and forefathers, I believe there is no day a water from the local government have pumped into their house, their own house. And Buhari is giving allocation, I mean federal government is giving allocation to all these projects. And they believe you me, up to date, he is fighting a war that got no meaning. If you ask me, he's supposed to start with his own local government that allocation is allocated to. Then, if he didn't win it, then he go to the state. Then ask the governor why. Allocation is given to you. Why are you not supplying us the services? Why our service deliveries are not working? But believe you me, this guy went astray and start fighting Buhari. Buhari, though he made a little bit of mistake on his own side by not monitoring every fund that he spent, every money that he spent, he never make any investigation about it. But he trusted his, let me say, he trusted his ministers and loyalists that they will do better. Any report they give him, he will buy it. But the problem he had is he's never investigated in every project they present to him for execution. That is where I would blame him the most. Because I have seen a previous government, they have come and passed, especially Shehu Shagari during his regime, he came, rode, travel around the country. Then he can see the element of destruction and the people, how people live. Then when he is awarding project, he know what he's doing. But somebody cannot just come and tell you this is what is wrong without proper investigation. Then you give him a location. And when you give him those allocations, he pocket it and tell you, Dambro Bashege, go to hell. After all, 10 years I will leave the office. Those are what is killing us, and we are not going to make any progress. I promise you, we will remain and perish with this idea that we had. So, before we fight, we will know what we are fighting for. If you go to Nigeria today, we see a young man, a lot of young men are going into courtesan, doing all kind of destruction, armed robbery, hijacking, kidnapping. I believe you me, police make arrests, police do a lot of things, but they don't ask where this problem comes from. They arrest all these guys, put them in jail. Some of them, they get killed without even proper procedure. They don't even follow the proper procedure. They will get them killed. Innocent people always died and all kind of casualties. But right now, our government are not making an effort that said where this problem are coming from. We have millions of graduates coming out from universities. We have a lot of graduates, people leaving the country, going to abroad for a greener pasture. But the old men are still lying on the government office with the abjected technology they have in their brain, no advancement in their brain, no political hygiene. They keep on living in the country, trying to lead us, but they are not doing well. They don't give the young people chance. some of even the young people also are unhygienic in terms of politics. You give them in they still the office, their mind is just to loot money and go to abroad and they invest the money. What are they investing for? I don't even know what are they investing for. At the end of the day, they will go there, dump the money, come back to the country they reject. And they say they want to be leader of the same useless country they have neglected. You understand what I'm talking about? We have a problem, and Nigeria, we cannot do without those who have a political hygiene. The only way Nigeria can move forward, we must know the number of hygienic people in Nigeria, especially the citizens of Nigeria. We must know the number. If we don't know the number of Nigerians living in abroad, living in our home, we cannot be able to govern in that country, because a father not knowing his family cannot be a proper father, because if you don't know the number of children that you have as a father, it's very hard for you to make a budget. So it's lie the same thing lie down to a president of Nigeria. If you don't know the number of people that you are leading as a president, you will never make any progress. Your ministries will always distract you. Your ministries will always disappoint you, because every budget you make is not going through, because we don't have identity card, and any country that has no identity card is very hard for you to govern in it, because you don't even know the people that coming in and going. You don't know who are you making budget to. You can only make budget to your ministries and their security services. The one you know, because as far as I know, I'm living in abroad, I have met a lot of government civil servants, military, police, all kind of civil servants. They have quit the office of Nigeria. But believe you me, they are still receiving salary. Not active duty, off duty. They are still receiving salary, you know, as an active duty in Nigeria. So, what happened to those who doesn't even have a job? Who want something to exercise? So, we are losing our confidence in every part of ministries. Our leadership, especially from the presidency, we need to come together, construct the way forward. We need to provide identity card that will be datally based. We need to bring an identity card that can instruct both people who are living abroad, both people who are living in Nigeria. We need those identity cards so that we will have a common database. Then, after that, we need to go to home. Every home in Nigeria, both those African houses, that are one, real African houses, we have to number them so that when we are posting a letter, we know where we are posting letter. Everybody must have a physical address. Residential address is what I'm talking about. So that when we are policing, when our security services are working, when our home affairs are working, they know who are dealing with. Our judicial system, they know who they are dealing with. Everybody in Nigeria is a ghost. I don't even know where Buhari is a Fulani. Do I know where he comes from? I don't even know exactly where he comes from, but he's a Fulani. We have Fulani all over Africa. I don't know exactly where Buhari comes from. Believe you me, if you ask Buhari even, where is your indigenous home in Nigeria? He may make mistake. He doesn't even know what you are talking about, and he doesn't know where. But you tell them, I'm a Fulani from Bayelsa State. Yes, sir. Don't have Fulani, but he can tell you that. That is Nigeria for you. So, if we don't have a proper identification, we may not recognize who we are dealing with. Nigeria, we are having a very big problem. All this agitation that coming from the Biafrans because of lack of governing. Um, Most of the people who are fighting for Biafra, yes, I can tell you, promise you, 99% of them are totally ignorant. They don't know what they are getting into. I'm an Igbo man, but I have seen a lot, and I have seen that most of the Igbos who are fighting for this Biafra are inexperienced. Most of them went to university. They study all kind of academic, but they don't know exactly what is penning them. If you ask them now, who is gonna be their leader? Neutrally, they will fight over it. They will really fight over it. But that is not what we are talking about. Nigeria is a very good country. If I became a president, the last thing in my mind is to divide that country. It's a sweet and lovely country. Both Muslim and Christian, they are lovely people. We need to bring these people together, make sure their leadership, our leadership, make these people have confidence and hope in Nigeria. Because whatever we are suffering today is some certain element that is causing it. Nigeria don't have problem. The people who have problem is the people living into it. Inside this Nigeria, the people living inside Nigeria are the ones having problem. When you give any allocation, they run away with it. They will go to London, they will go and dump it. And the Londonians, the British people, they will call them stupid, they call them all kind of names, but they are still dumb, and they will go there. America will tell them, go ahead, go, they don't want you, but they will still go back. You see, because we don't understand what leadership is all about. We don't know what governing is all about. Democracy is a good governor, but I can see in Africa, democracy is not good. But still, if you introduce monarchy or dictatorship, you still need 10 persons in one person. That's the only way Nigeria can go through. A leader that can be able to withstand pressure, a leader can be able to bring out his mind, know the pain that the people are facing. Especially Nigerians are feeling a lot of pain. Their endurance, good, but they are facing a lot of pain. Things are getting worse. Population is rising, and our resources are not going to be content with our population rising. We have a lot of problem there, and we need to address this issue properly. Immigration have becoming a lot of problem. What I mean by immigration doesn't mean those people coming from outside. No. Even the little baby you are born is an immigrant. So how are you going to feed it? You see, how are you going to feed this baby, sustain this baby so that you can, and then secure the baby so that the future can be bright? Those are immigration. Immigration doesn't mean that the person comes from Europe, or comes from Asia, or comes from Congo, or comes from Uganda, or comes from Ghana, or comes from Niger. No, they are not immigrants. Immigration is those that is coming. And those one also going. We must balance the power. Know the number of people who are leaving us on this planet and those who are coming in, so that we can balance our economy, improve in agricultural section, improve on infrastructure, especially, so that our growth can come in all those areas, so that our engineering also have to improve, our science more. We must improve heavily also in science, so that we can be able to compete to the rest of the world. We have resources, we have everything to compete, but we don't have leadership. Leadership is what Africa needs, and we need it so seriously. Europeans are speaking all kind of grammar, but we as an African, we don't even understand all this grammar. And the Europeans, they can help it. There's no other language they can speak rather than the same grammar they are telling you. They are the only way they can be able to express themselves. But the one thing, Europeans have failed us. Even though they speak the grammar, let them put it also in practice. Make sure that we that doesn't understand can see it practically. They fail us. Infrastructure, they are not doing well. I believe the Europeans, if you come to Africa today, if I ask you a question, you will be shocked. What kind of investment Europeans and Americans have done in Africa? Nobody can be able to tell me one investment. The only investment they have in Africa is only mining, constructing their ridges in oil wells, and the banking section. So those banking sections is when you put money they take, they put money they take. That is their investment. They say they are creating jobs. But our infrastructure have collapsed. Our agricultural section, they're completely out of order. They watch us the way we perish, put a confusion in our political careers, put a lot of confusion in our political careers. You can see how Africa is boiling. This one will take power, that one will enter bush, they fight, they kill each other. At the end of the day, they will bring aid, they supply you ammunition at the same time for you to do what? Kill yourself. Then after the war, what happened? The same peace we were talking about, you will still come to the table and do the same peace. Then, what next? Start looting the money, carrying the money again, going back to the Europeans. Okay, I don't blame the Europeans. I believe that somebody who came to your house and give you a knife to kill yourself, it's up to you to ask a question. How do I do this? What do you mean? You ask yourself a very serious question. My guy, you are my enemy. Why should you give me a knife to kill myself? My guy, I can't do this. You have to judge for yourself before you can carry any action. Then when they give you, kill yourself, you start killing yourself. That is somehow, that is Africa for you, you know. So what we are killing ourselves for belongs to us. Why should we steal from our pocket? That is the question. But at the end of the day, Africa must govern themselves. Every good thing that comes from Africa will belong to Africa. Every bad thing that comes from Africa belongs to Africa. But we, as an African, if we don't have the political hygiene, we will never lead Africa. I have seen a lot of videos from Dubai, Qatar, Emirates, all kind of those Middle East. Those guys are very impressive. Believe you me, I fell in love with Arab nations. But the one thing still remains: where is the right of the people? Because I have negative stories coming from all those Arab nations. But anyway, we talk about the negative. What of the positive? They have done a lot. They have done great things. In short, they have done something that beyond human imagination. Those guys are very impressive. I love them. I'm not a Muslim, but I can become a Muslim instantly because the way these guys they are visionaries. They can see tomorrow. These are the way a human being is supposed to think. You know, let us put wealth, life. We will inherit this thing when we make our heaven for ourselves, because we have to create all this heaven for ourselves. Then we make a hell also for ourselves. If you wish to make heaven, because you can see. If you want to create a heaven, you can do it. If you want to create hell, there you are. The fire will burn you until you run away or you stay there. You see, America, since the past dictatorship, in America. America never go forward, but they have breed a lot of great people in America because of their policy. They welcome everybody, they make everything very accessible. Now they became the world power. Why they became a world power? Because of every talent they adopt. They give you the opportunity to explore, and you do it. They will recognize you. They will help you. They will say, Baba, you are the one. And that is America. And that's why America became great today. There's no other nation that can do that. Only British try to copy, but they are not up to America. America is a great country, and they will remain great until other countries will copy them. But infrastructurally, they have a lot of engineers, scientists, but believe you me, they are not advancing compared to the rest of the Arab nation. They are not putting the models compared to the Arab nation. The Arab nation, they have done a great job. They have done a lot of things beyond a human imagination. Can you believe this? I have watching a video today. I said, wow, look at the Burj Khalifa from Doha. Let me say Doha. Let me call it UAE. But this guy is a visionary. The guy have impressed me. I have never fallen in love with Arab nation, but believe you me, that guy has gone beyond imagination. He's doing very, very well. Nobody on this planet have beaten him. On this planet, nobody. I believe he will do more if you give him a chance. The only thing is his rigid law. Maybe his rigid law in the country, people don't buy it so much because of the life of the Westerners are not the same life of the Arabic. But that guy, I believe in him. I love him. I love his vision. And those are when you do well, we will congratulate you. When you do wrong, we will criticize you. There's no two ways about it. That guy have done something no human being have done on this earth. The only person who have done such a thing is Adolf Hitler. Hitler, the modern technology we are using today was invented by him. Though a lot of things have happened, but the guy have done a lot to this world. His implementation of modern technology today have carried us very, very far. The only thing with Burj Khalifa is he's not a scientist, and but he is really going there because whatever he thinks or whatever you present to him, if he sees it is not a competition, he said, go ahead, and he will do it. You see, and I was expecting most of African countries to come up with such initiatives, you know. And believe you me, we have every resources, we have everything to do, you know. Going back to Nigeria, I would ask every Nigerians to change the way they think about the Biafrans and the Nigerians. Nigerians is the only way forward. The only people we will blame much is our representatives. Our representatives are the crooks we have. If we have a good representative, we will do well. Because as far as I know, Nigeria, federal government got nothing to do with you in your state. Develop your state the way you want. Federal government will be happy. The federal government can only tell you allocation. They don't have that much power to develop each and every state because they have their representative in the state. But if you are not doing well, the federal government got nothing much because they have a lot in their hand. Paying for all the states and maintaining their ground is not an easy thing. I understand, but still, our leadership from the general side of it, they need to improve a lot of things, you know. So, but at the end of the day, we are not doing well. We need to learn. Learning doesn't mean that we must go to Harvard University, no, or Manchester University, no. Look at how they are doing it. You can do it. That is the only way you can learn. If that man built a mansion and you have the money to build it, you build it. And I believe we can do it. In the next video, I will update you.